everybody, welcome back to my channel. I hope you guys are doing good. Today we are going to talk about 10 tips on being successful in nursing school based on my first semester of nursing school. If you are new to this channel, I finished Fundamentals of Nursing last semester, and this semester I'm going to my second semester of nursing school out of 4. This semester we're doing nursing concepts, but these are 10 tips that are good for anybody. They were really good for me and also for my program. Alright, so my first tip would be to stay organized. So that could be in any way that helps you keep up with the assignments and the syllabus and due dates or testing it. For me, that is just buying a planner and I bring it with me to class. And when I get to class, I take out whatever notes I'm going to take or the material I'm going to use that day. And then I also take out my planner and I open it to that week. That way, if there's a random new assignment or they have a reminder or something that we have to do online, I just write it down and it's there and I'm going to see it when I get home and I'm going to keep seeing it all week and know that I need to do it. That way, you won't forget anything and you stay on top of everything. I'm really big at procrastinating, and I think a planner helps me a lot do things early. I love being able to check mark things that I have done and scratch it off my list. I feel so accomplished. Tip number 2 is going to be learning how to study. You want to learn how to study that's going to facilitate the maximal amount of learning in a short amount of time. For me, I am a tactile learner. I don't know if that's really how you say it, but every time I learn something or in lecture or whatever, I write everything down, and the process of me writing it down helps me kind of like bury it into my brain. I usually write things down repetitively. I'll copy it again or create a study guide, and in copying it from my notes and making it into a more concise study guide, that helps me a lot. You want to learn how you study so that you can maximize how you study, so you're not wasting your time. You want to take good notes so that you could go back and you're studying more efficiently because you're not digging through your notes. You want to take really good notes every time the teacher is like, this is important, go read this page in this chapter of your book, this table is going to be on the test, this chart's going to be on the test. Go write that down, highlight it, star it wherever, so when you're going over your notes again, you're like, oh, let me open the book and read that and take notes on that. I typically write all my notes in one color and then I highlight a lot. If I know it's something extra special, I'll take a second color and highlight it and star it so that I know I want to either learn more about it on my own at home or I know I need to memorize it. Tip number 3. This might not help for everybody, but I think it helps for me. Find a good study group, and you want to find a study group that is going to help you learn and study the best. You don't want to find a study group where either you don't know as much as everybody else or you know too much for everybody and they're not helping you or challenging you. For us, we always meet at the library. There's like 4 or 5 of us usually, and we just go over our notes and we all know how we study and we all are able to just study at the same time, quiz each other, and we already have like a flow going, and we just all meet up at the library, we study, and we get it done. You want to make sure that you look for people that accommodate your learning style and your studying style. Don't look for somebody that you're going to have to consistently be trying to help, or somebody that is way ahead of you, because then you might fall behind and then you might stay quiet and you're like, I'll study that at home, but in reality you're just wasting your time. Tip number 4 is in nursing school you are going to want to do everything nursing all day, every day. You want to take a break. Did you hear that right? Yeah. Take a break. If you get home from school at 2:30 and you're studying until 8 or 9 at night, that's fine. But you want to take a break. You need to know when to cut that learning time off. You need to know when to turn your brain off, because another key essential in learning things and to be able to store that memory is sleep and rest. So what I like to do, and what I heard from somebody once, I don't know how true this is, but that if you study 2 hours on, after the 2-hour mark, your brain stops memorizing things. so it's not as efficient. So you want to put like a timer on for 2 hours, turn it off at the end of the 2 hours, and take like a 30 to 45 minute break. Let your brain relax and kind of think of something else, so that you're not looking at the material and nothing is soaking in. You know, we've all had that moment where you keep reading and reading and reading, and you're like, wait, what did I read? And you keep rereading everything because it's not soaking. And that's the time to put everything down and just walk away. Even if it's at the end of the night, even though the test is tomorrow, if you have reached that level, there's nothing else you're going to be able to soak in. It's best just to put everything down, walk away and come back, or just walk away and wake up early in the morning and start studying again and get some good night rest. To tag along with that, I would say you need to know when to stop studying. So for me, a lot of people are always like, oh yeah, I did an all-nighter, or I fell asleep at 2 or 3 in the morning, and for me, that's a no-go. As soon as it's 10 o'clock, my brain wants to shut down, and it's really pointless for me to stay up late because I don't soak anything in. And if you're not soaking anything in, all you're doing is making yourself tired for the next day and for the test, and you're just gonna be exhausted, and that's a recipe for burnout. Tip number 5 would be practice, practice, practice. So nursing school tests are different. I touched on that on my last video, but what helps a lot with nursing school tests is being able to practice. The more you practice, the more you get familiar with those types of questions, with select all applies, with which of these 4 correct answers is the best answer, which intervention is the best to do. Once you get all those practices in, it'll be easier for you to read a question and to think the right way and to know the process of thinking. What helps me a lot is with our book, we get a online like a portal kind of. It's called Course Point Plus, and we have like sample quizzes and tests for every chapter. I'll go on and I'll take 20 question quiz, and I'll just take it slowly, do it like if I'm actually doing a test, and then at the end it'll tell me how I did it, and it tells me the rationales. What I'll do is I'll go back through every question and read what I got right, why I got it right, to reassure that I was thinking the right way, and what I got wrong and why I got it wrong, why the answer that I put was wrong and the one that was right was right. The one that was right was right. But practice, practice, practice. You want to make sure that you practice all the time, and always remember that it doesn't matter what it is. You might know the answers, but the first thing you want to think about is your ABCs: airway, breathing, and circulation, for whatever question it is. Those are priorities. Tip number 6 is communicate with your professor. If you feel like you struggled and you were surprised at your exam grade, that it didn't go the way you wanted it to, go ahead and email your professor and say like, hey, I studied a lot, I thought I was going to do good, I left the test thinking I was going to do good, and I was surprised at the grade. Can we review the test together? Can we talk about what I did wrong? Can we talk about ways I could study better? You always want to be proactive with communicating with your professor versus waiting until you're in the red zone and you're in trouble. If you wait until it's too late, it's going to be too late, and it's going to be too hard to get that grade back up. But if you start from the beginning, or from where, even if it's like 3 tests in and you're starting to have difficulties, talk to your professor. They have so many tools. They've been nursing for a really long time, and they've probably been a professor for a while, so they'll be able to give you some more tools, or they'll probably tell you, well, tell me how you study, and what did you do, and how did you study, and what did you study from, and then they could correct you on what you did wrong. Trust your professor a lot. Your professor is going to be a great resource for your semester. Tip number 7 is going to go back with studying. You want to create a good study space. So when I study, I am really good at zoning out noises, or like this is my desk and this is in my living room. So my husband and I always watch TV in our living room, and sometimes he'll go upstairs and watch TV. What I do is I put in some earbuds or headphones, and I start studying and I zone out. Once I zone out, I take those headphones off so I can make sure I'm only focusing on the nursing material, and then I don't even hear the TV or him, and I'll zone out completely. That creates like a positive study session for me, especially if it's like after school. I'm not going to meet up with anybody. It's not the weekend. I had class prior or something to do that day, and I just want to study at home because I haven't been home all day. That works great for me. But if you are on your day off on the weekend or something like that, and you find yourself studying, and then you get up and you're like, well, I could take a study break and I'll go vacuum the living room or clean the bathroom or clean the dishes, or oh my god, I'm hungry, let me get up and go make some food even though you're not hungry, and you're just getting distracted and being at home isn't helping, well then leave the space. Go to an extra spare bedroom where it's quiet and there's nothing to do. Set a timer like I said previously so that you know not to get up, and it disciplines you until your timer goes off. Or go to a library, go outside, go somewhere where you're forced to only study unless you get like extremely hungry and you have to go eat, where it's gonna be a pain in the butt to get up, get in your car, and go do something else. You really want a study space that's going to accommodate for you studying. You don't want to sit down somewhere where it's extremely loud, you can't concentrate, you keep rereading things, you keep looking things over, and you're getting nothing done, because at the end of the day that's not going to be productive, and it's not going to help you on the test or on your work. Tip number 8 is one that I struggled so much with, and I actually just have struggled school-wise because I question myself a lot. Have confidence in yourself. At our orientation when we first got into nursing school, all of the professors always said, trust your gut, trust your gut, trust your gut. And for me it's like easier said than done, because it's like you know the answer and then you're like, no, how was it so easy for me to know that answer? No, always trust your gut. If your gut tells you that and you picked it up fast, and that's probably because of how much you've studied, but also changing your answer might just screw you over. So what a lot of our professors told us to do before a test is to take the erasers off the pencils and to not bring an eraser, because you end up finishing the exam early, going back, questioning yourself, questioning your gut, especially the tricky ones that have like minor differences in answers. You want to always trust yourself and have confidence in yourself. Believe in yourself. When I went through clinicals, the first couple of days of clinical at the hospital and at the nursing home, I was so scared. I didn't trust myself, and I was almost like guarded and to do what I needed to do. When I was doing head to toe assessment, when I was cleaning the patients, when I was taking vitals, when I was even documenting, I was always questioning myself. And by the 4th clinical day, which is really sad, I told my first professor that I needed to buck up and be more confident in myself, and that I knew the material, I knew what I was doing, and I needed to understand that I do know. I needed to trust myself and have confidence in myself, and you could do it too. Trust me. Tip number 9 is a good tip to be successful in nursing school, but also to balance your lifestyle. So if you are married, if you have kids, if you have a lot of friends, whatever the priority might be in your life, you need to explain to them the commitment of nursing school. You might not understand it at the beginning, because at first I didn't either, but you need to explain to them how much time you're gonna have to devote to this. You're gonna be saying a lot of no's. I missed the Super Bowl last year because I was studying for one of our first tests, I believe. And guess what? I would do it again if I could go back, because yeah, it sucked not getting all that yummy food, but at the same time it was good getting a good grade. So you're gonna say a lot of no's. You're gonna get a lot of people that are like, come on, you've studied all day, or you studied all day yesterday, because they don't understand how hard the material is. These are things that you have to explain to these people, and because they're gonna think that you're pushing them away, especially if you are married or if you have kids. Dedicate those break times from studying to those people, and then jump back in it when you know it's been too long and you need to study. You know, you need to find a balance between both of them, because if your life trumps nursing school, then that's exactly what it's gonna look like this. This is going to win and nursing school is going to fail. And the last thing you want to do is have to repeat or be worried for the rest of the semester because you didn't study for one test because you didn't prioritize your time. Nobody said that you can't hang out with your friends and that you can't have date nights with your husband, but you need to know how to balance it all. And sometimes nursing might trump it, but at the end of the day, remember your goal and remember what you want to do, and remember those patients in the future when you do have your license, they're going to be depending on you. So these are things that you need to do now to be able to reap the benefits later. And then tip number 10 is that it's gonna be okay if you're like, I hate this. I guess I hate isn't an answer. You're gonna have days where you come home crying. You're gonna have days where at the end of clinical you're like, why am I doing this? You're gonna have days where you're so exhausted from studying, from not getting away, from not doing anything at all. But guess what? It's okay to feel that way. Everybody feels that way in some type of career and some type of job. There's days where you're so exhausted physically, emotionally, brainly, but it's okay. There's an end to this. There's a road down later on. And get it. You're gonna have bad days, you're gonna have good days, just like in anything else. Don't overcomplicate your life about it. Don't question why you're doing this because of that. Just remember at the end of the road what your dream was and why you chose nursing, and you're gonna feel so much better. But that was it. Those are my 10 tips. If you have any more tips and you are a nursing student, go ahead and shoot them down below. For those that are about to get into nursing school, starting this semester or anything, I have some things coming in the mail that I ordered, like school supplies and stuff, and I want to do a nursing haul. So that's going to be up next. As soon as that all comes in, hopefully on Saturday, I'm going to put up a nursing haul. I think I might be a little late because at least school for us starts next Tuesday, but I hope you guys enjoy it. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you are new to my channel, please go ahead and hit that subscribe button. It'll mean the world to me. I'm going to keep trying to put out videos weekly. So if you liked this video, give it a big thumbs up. Leave me a comment down below on your best tips to be successful in nursing school, and go ahead and hit that subscribe button. Subscribe to my channel. Stay on this journey with me. Let's do this together. Nursing is such a beautiful field with such beautiful people, and people that like to touch other people's hearts and souls and be a special part of people's treatment. Let's all together. Go ahead and hit subscribe, and we will see you in our next video. Bye.